The first and only priority for the Streets Division during winter weather is making the roads safe for motorists. A big part of that is making use of all the tools available, even if that tool is perhaps unconventional.
They put together a task force, and it included a few different people from a few different departments, myself included, and we come up with the fact that we could do this thing in-house with our GS department, and you know, what they did was awesome. It took care of all of our needs and kept costs down as well.
What we had looked at was, as far as the solutions that were out there that we could get were basically the same cost as what we spent for the iPads and put them in the trucks. But the benefit of the iPad is that we can do both ways. So the driver can actually see a map. We can also see where they're at. And so that really helped us out.
Since the devices offer a flexible platform, it allowed the city to develop multiple uses for a single device.
In addition to using them in our regular everyday jobs, filling out our paperwork for tracking and expenses and all that, we figured we'd incorporate snow removal as well. We put the policy on there. When they fill out their post-inspection form, they indicate how much salt they used, how much liquid they used, how much fuel, grease, everything that the truck would use. That automatically gets dumped into a spreadsheet, which, you know, it doesn't require somebody having to enter all that data later on, so it saves countless hours in the front office.
We added where they could record problem stops or problems that they would observe while they were out plowing snow.
When the drivers are out there, they encounter cars that are parked on both sides of the street. They can't get down, the plow's too wide, streets are too narrow. They'll also see mailboxes that have been damaged by other cars, or they'll slide into a mailbox. And instead of having them sit there and write down the exact address and with the color of the car and the license plate and all that, they can actually just place a marker on the map where they're at. It's a matter of tapping 2 buttons and then they're on their way. That way we keep those plows moving.
We also put an overall view of the whole city so they can see where all the routes are at. And we're working on finishing the route guidance part of the system so that somebody that doesn't know a particular route can just go down there and start, follow the directions, and make sure they cover every route. Before
the map was actually designed, we would send out all of our route leaders, and they basically mapped out the entire city, the most efficient way possible to get through a particular route. It also shows the ideal places to put snow mounds and empty your blades out, so that way we're not blocking driveways and fire plugs and inlets.
The GPS functions of the device allow collection of data specific to the operation.
When they do a shift change, the driver can look at the map and know where the previous person was at, and they can go start where they left off and continue on and not plow away their salt or just cover another section of that subdivision twice and another part doesn't ever get done. Basically, when the trucks were in any part of the city at any given point in time, that's stored so that we know when routes were covered, basically how long it took to get through each route. So over time we'll be able to go back and analyze that information and really see how long it takes to cover certain areas and what some areas may be problems, or if they wanted to change some routes around. You know, information like that's going to be real helpful.
Identifying problems in the field, that's definitely one of them. Relaying the information back to us in the war room is what we call it. That's a big part of it. But ultimately, I mean, it's really solved. One of the biggest problems it solved is the ability to get out accurate information when it's needed. Before it was just a matter of guessing based on what the route leaders were telling me. So I would have to wait 4 hours before I'd send out an update, whereas now I can look at a screen and have it within minutes. We can almost, I'd say within a day, pretty much know exactly how much salt we used, how much time we used, how much fuel we used, everything from the beginning of the event to the end. We can put a dollar amount on it and know exactly what we're spending per storm. It's been amazing.
The development process is ongoing, and more tools and features are planned.
We're currently testing and seeing if it worked correctly, a public-facing map that will let everybody log into that, or not just log in, just open it up. They'll be able to see where streets have been plowed, when they've been plowed, when salt's been spread, even when pre-treating's been done.
I think everybody had a really good rap on what they were supposed to do. If anything, we learned something that we weren't expecting, is that it was better embraced than we thought it was going to be. We thought there was going to be more rejection. But I think everybody really picked it up and they embraced it. They like the fact that they can see their routes. It helps them navigate throughout the night. So it's really a blessing so far.
Contact the City of O'Fallon Streets Division with any questions or comments regarding the city's snow removal policy.